Guys, so I have recently purchased a sewing machine, and yes, I have made it my whole entire personality. As somebody who's 5'1", every single pair of trousers is just way too long on me, and I end up just cutting the bottom of the hem and it frays and they fall apart and I have to throw them away anyway. So I thought to myself, why don't I get a sewing machine so I can fix that problem, but also maybe dibble dabble into customizing some of my clothes. So as you can imagine, I've been playing around with the sewing machine for the last few days since I got it. I've been shortening my jeans, shortening t-shirts, messing stuff up just so I can kind of get to grips of what I'm doing. And today I will be taking you guys with me as I do my very first customized jean extravaganza. This creative opportunity presented itself by accident. So I had a pair of jeans, this pair of jeans to be exact. Everything was going really well until I cut one leg shorter than the other. But this one came out really well. It's the perfect length. The stitching's actually fairly nice. And then this one, I just cut way too short. I don't really know what happened. I don't know how I managed to do it, but it's done now. And it's presented a creative opportunity for me to customize these a little bit. So me embracing this creative opportunity, I was scouring TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest to get some ideas of what I could do with these. And I saw this one TikTok where this girl put a chunky cow print on the bottom of her jeans, on the back pocket and the front pocket. And I loved the idea. I thought it looked so cute and it gave her very boring pair of jeans a lot of personality. And I felt like I needed to replicate that. I thought that'd be really fun and it'll be a good way to test out my new sewing machine and also see what my skills are like. But the bit I'm most excited about is the fabric that I've picked out for this DIY. I honestly, as soon as I saw it, I fell in love. Look how beautiful this is. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I just kind of went with what speaks to me, and this pattern, it really caught my eye. It gave me Free People vibes, and I think it's just so adorable. Just imagine this on the bottom cuff of the jeans. Amazing. I have quite a bit of excess in case something goes wrong, so definitely a big insurance policy there. Let's get started. What I'm thinking a good starting point would be to actually cut these so they're both the same length to give me a good starting point. So I'm literally just going to follow the line I cut and hopefully these guys will be the same length. I'm trying to be really kind to myself during this DIY project. So using a sewing machine, well, any sewing at all is a new hobby for me. It's not something that I've ever done before. So I'm just trying to be kind to myself. So if I make a mistake, that's absolutely fine. Everything is fixable and these are, at the end of the day, just clothes. So I'm giving myself a pat on the back for the fact that I am trying this out. I'm having fun, I'm trying something new. So that is the panel underneath, which brings these two to be the same length. So I think what I'm going to do is work out how big a panel I would like to put at the bottom of these. What I do quite like is obviously the star shapes. So I would like to have maybe two of the star symbols together. Yeah, so we'll be looking at probably, oh, this is gonna look so cute, you guys. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 rows of stars would probably be the nicest, or like 2.5, something like that. I'm not too sure yet. And then I pop a little piece of the material in this pocket. So it would be just the 1 star. You probably won't be able to see much of it, but I will know it's peeping out. And then on this back pocket as well, so it's the opposite one. I'll probably cover the whole pocket rather than trying to do a design. Or I could just, again, cut out a whole star and chuck that on here. That might be quite cute. We'll decide that bit later. I think the first thing we'll focus on is just the bottom of the cuff. God, this thing is heavy. Ta-da! So this is the sewing machine I got. I managed to pick this up for £50 from Facebook Marketplace. So it is used, but it is a mechanical sewing machine as opposed to the new electrical ones, which I've been told, and based on my research, is better because if something goes wrong, you can actually fix it. So I'm thinking I would probably like to get the sewing machine ready first because that's the easy part. I've done this countless of times. So it's gonna give me some confidence before we get started with the trimming of the actual material. So I need to create a what's it called, one of these little like bobbin things. I do have this blue, but they don't quite match, and I would like this to match quite perfectly. So it's been a few hours and I actually decided to, last minute, I had 45 minutes left to get to the craft store and back, and I got some more of these little, I keep forgetting what they're called, bobbins? Yeah, I've got some more of those. So rather than wasting a pink one, I'm just gonna wind up this like bluey color that I would like to use. Yeah, the funny story about these little bobbins is I thought that you had to buy them the same way that you buy the bigger thread. I thought you just bought like the smaller ones and you just had to buy like 2 to have the same color. But then after a very short amount of research, I found out that you actually wind those yourself with the sewing machine. So you have the exact color match, and that really blew my mind, I have to say. I'm just gonna wind some of this color onto this bobbin so that we can start using it. I'll just push this guy. Go. So I'm gonna hold on to this for dear life so it doesn't run away, but it usually does. Woo! Ah, it came off its little holder. Okay, let's try that again. Yay, there it is. You got it. Now the part that I've been putting off and procrastinating because it's scary, which is the actual fabric cutting and measuring and organizing. So let's push the sewing machine back and get started on that. So this is the jeans before I've started working on them. So where they've been cut, they're a little bit ankle swingery. So what I would probably like is the star material to start maybe about here and then go down and sit on top of my feet. So therefore adding length to the jean, but also that nice accent, which I'm really, really looking forward to adding. Okay, so this is the fabric laid out. One thing I am noticing, it has been cut by the person in the shop very wonky, which is very annoying actually. Yeah, so if I cut along here, I should get the bottom of every single star. I think I probably should have done it on the other side. Right, I'm gonna flip this over and try again. You can tell by how unsure I am, how nervous I actually am to do this. Okay, so we're gonna cut up to 3. So that should be our straight line. Right, we're all set. So that's a nice straight line. So what I'm thinking is I quite like the look of, so if we have this folded over, and then it will probably be folded over here. Yeah, I think that will be quite a nice bit of room. Then I can play around with how much I'd like it to show, whether to have like the 3 stars or just like 2.5 or 2. There we go. Okay, so this is our spare fabric, which I'll use for the pockets. So we'll pop that to the side. So when I do the folding, so if I go in a bit and in a bit and I fold it over, this is what will be at the bottom of the jean. And I think that is spot on. That is perfect. The stars are the right way up. You've got a little bit on the bottom, a little bit on the top.
A few moments later.
Okay, so after some deliberation, I feel like this might work a bit better. So having 1 clear start and then 2 halves. So I finally have the fabric measured to how thick I would like it, with some wiggle room so I can fold up the edges, and that'll be like the centerpiece, which I'm very excited about. So I'm gonna measure the leg, and then I'm going to double that and add a little bit of wiggle room and then cut that out twice. So we've got our 2 parts. The woman in the video is using chalk, which is way more effective than a pencil. So I'll probably need to invest in one for next time. So that makes sense. So they'll be folded over, that will go in half, and then we have our jean leg. Right, let's cut these guys out. I don't know why I'm clicking so much. Clearly I'm losing my mind. Here we have both of our leg panels pinned, cut to the exact size that they will be. Now I need to work out how I'm gonna cut these jeans. But what I'm thinking is to stitch the bottom together now, then stitch it together and then pop it on and then stitch it all the way around onto the pair of jeans. Cool, so that one's all done. Okay, so how is that looking? Whoa, that stitch is so good. It's like nearly invisible. Okay, so that is the bottom bit stitched on. That's looking pretty good actually. We do have naturally some excess fabric, which I will cut off in just a minute. And I cut off some of the fraying bits as well. So that is our first one done. So what I have done is I have put these together so they're like complete cuffs. And I have sewed across the top and cut off the excess fabric. So we've got the cuffs. And now what I've just done is I have flattened down, where is it? Flattened down that material so it's not stabbing me in the leg when I'm wearing it. You can see the stitching going side to side, but I don't mind that too much actually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same on the other side. And then the last step will be attaching these to the actual jeans, finally. Okay, so this is what it's come out as. So it's nice and flat. And then the other side just has this very light crisscrossy pattern, which actually looks pretty good. So I'm gonna cut off this excess thread. And there we go, we got our second complete cuff ready to go onto the jeans. Okay, so what I'm thinking makes the most sense is to slot this in, place it where I need to, pin it, and go from there. There we go, so that's lined up with the pins nicely. If I nail this and these actually come out perfect, I'm gonna be, honestly, I'm gonna retire. I'm gonna retire from life. This is going to be my biggest success. Okay, so that is all of the pins in all the way around on both of the legs. I'm going to just try them on, make sure I'm happy with the length, happy with the positioning, and then if I am, we'll go ahead with the stitching on. It is time to sew these little panels on. I have been working on this for so many hours now. I'm nervous that I'm gonna screw it up now. Everything has been going pretty smooth until this moment, so please don't let me down. All right, let's get sewing. Oh, I forgot to change the stitch. Reverse, reverse. There we go. Okay, we made it. Let me just do reverse because I've heard that's a good thing to do. Let's see what we've created. Fingers crossed that this is what we wanted. Oh my God, it worked. It's attached. There's a hole for you to put your leg through. Oh my God. That was stressful, but I'm so glad that it's worked out okay. Right, let's do the next leg. It worked as well. Oh my God. This is pretty damn good. I did it. It came out so good. I feel like it looks really clean, looks really professional if I do say so myself. But oh my God, I have been at this for hours. So I started doing this, what was it, like 4 o'clock? It is now 5 to 10. It has been a long evening, but I have had the best time. It's been so fun experimenting, getting things right, problem solving, and I love these. I think they look excellent. They're not quite finished yet though. I need to do the front pocket and then a little bit on the butts. Maybe have one of those stars cut out, just doing the back pocket. But for that, I'm gonna have to come back another day because I am just exhausted. I need to call it a day. That was a lot of sewing. So next time you see me, I'll be a lot more refreshed and ready to take on the rest of the challenge. It is now a couple of months later and I finally decided to finish these jeans. So we got to do the front pocket and the back pocket. Here I am just doing the front one. I'll be honest, I felt like such a hermit crab this day. I did not want to do any talking to the camera, but here it is. That's the front pocket all done. I don't know how I'm going to attach the bottom bit, so we're going to just tuck it in for now. Okay, and now time to do the back pocket. I was very nervous about this and I couldn't find any like help videos online, so we're just winging it. This is all pure Paulina's brain genius. I managed to sew it around the outside and now I'm just going to sew up the top. This was really tricky because I had to pull the jean like underneath, but actually went really smoothly. So that is the pocket all done. Just gonna get some of the seam rips off and ta-da! Look, it's still functioning, it's beautiful, it's amazing. Now to glue on the rest of that front pocket. I've never used fabric glue, so I'm fully winging this. I've put a few blobs in the middle and gonna tuck that guy in and hope for the best. Okay, so it has now been about 2 months since I started this project. It has definitely taken some time, but they are now finished. Let me show you guys. How freaking cute. I even managed to do the little pocket on the back, so you've got some stars back there. I've got it on the front pocket, and on the bottom, I've managed to double layer the material. So with the single layer, I felt like it was a little bit too light, and on the inside, I think I said to you guys that it looked a bit rough and ready, and I wanted it to have a bit more of a sleek finished look. That, let me tell you, took a hell of a lot of work because my sewing machine just wasn't coping with what I was trying to do. And the main reason was because I didn't put the bobbin in the right way around. But we live and learn, a few wasted hours, but that is okay. So although I was absolutely devastated when I chopped the bottom of these jeans off and I felt like, oh my God, these are not going to be wearable anymore. What on earth am I going to do? It has actually pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I've tried to DIY these and I love them. I've definitely saved them from the bin, which is where they probably would have ended up if I hadn't DIY'd these, but I have given them a new lease of life and they are now extra glamorous. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I do want to get into sewing a little bit more, so there might be more of these types of videos coming in the future. Let me know in the comments if you like these. If you don't, well, I'm probably going to make them anyway because I like it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to see you all again, so subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.